Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be looking at branded, but this is a bit of a different deck list. This branded as Amina with Dragoon. Now this deck is pretty disgusting. um, I don't even know what to say about this because the thing about branded is usually the only way to stop them is either they brick, so they loosen themselves, or you negate branded fusion. That's the only way you have a chance. With this deck, you actually put up 2 Omni negates, so you can stop Ash and Impulse before you even activate branded fusion, and you only need 1 card to do this. It's disgusting, like beyond belief. Let me show you the combo real quick. So let's say we have, actually, let's do this. So we have 3 cards, right? Actually, scrap that. We're not even gonna do this. How about this? We're gonna go Impulse. Okay. Okay, let's just cut these droplets real quick. Let's go Impulse. And then we're also gonna have Ash Blossom. Where's Ash? Okay. Let's put this here and get Ash Blossom. Cool. We're gonna put this 5. Boom. Okay. Watch this, okay? So you only need Diabellstar and like anything that you can discard or send to the grave. This can be in your hand or field. You guys know how Diabellstar works. So you summon Diabellstar, and then you put up the Sinful Spoils Deception, activate Deception, and then because you activated a spell, and this is a level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster, you just go into Demon. This is nasty. You go Demon, and then you activate the effect to grab Gaze of Timaeus. So now you have Dragoon. And you want to get max value off this. So you want to tribute this to get the Sacred Azamina. The Gaze of Timaeus, if you guys don't know how this card works, you target a Dark Magician, either that you control or in your graveyard, and you shuffle it back to basically summon Dragoon from your extra deck. And that Dragoon lasts 2 turns, so if you summon it now, it's going to be on the field for this turn and your opponent's turn, and then when it comes back to your turn, it's going to get banished. And the disgusting part about this is, first of all, this is Dark Magician on the field or grave, so you can activate Gaze of Timaeus right now, and then you can shuffle this back to summon Dragoon. Or you can wait for the opponent's turn, and then you can use it, so it's going to be on the field for your opponent's turn, and then when it comes back to your turn, it's still going to be on the field, so you can easily OTK and like negate anything else that they put up. Let's say we already like got rid of like this always shuffles back because of Gaze, so it's going to be in your extra deck. Let's say you already used Gaze of Timaeus and like your Dragoon got banished and you want it back. You go into the Dogma, you shuffle both cards back, and then you still go Dragoon again. It's so nasty. But first of all, let's continue this combo, right? You grab the Sacred Azamina, and you want to get this engraved so that you can get max value off the Gaze of Timaeus. You don't want to shuffle it back from your field. You don't get much value off of this. So we're going to go Sylvia, send the Deception. Now you have an Omni Negate on the board. Then you go Gaze of Timaeus, shuffle this back, and go into Dragoon. So now you have, okay, you used 1 card and you sent like a card basically to summon the Diabellstar. Now if you have Wanted Seeker, you can actually get, you don't go -1 like this, because then you can activate Wanted Seeker from your grave to shuffle back Deception to draw 1. So you're not going to go -1 with the Diabellstar. Also, like Diabellstar can pitch like things that are already bad in your hand that work better in the grave, like Retribution, Sword, and so on. So now we have 2 Omni Negates on the board. So now we go Branded Fusion. Now look at this. They can either Impulse or Ash. They can't activate both. And if they have Imperm, they cannot Imperm your Dragoon. You know what that means? That means, first of all, scenario number 1, they Imperm your Azamina Silvera early, which is fine. You'll just let that go through, and then you activate Brand Fusion. They can either activate this or this. They can't activate both. So let's say they go Ash. you negate it with the Dragoon. They go Impulse, you negate it with the Dragoon. So they can't stop your Brand Diffusion. And if they have another Imperm, they can actually Imperm this because this is untargetable. They can't Veilor it. There's just nothing that can stop this, to be honest. You can't Ogre it. Even if you do, it doesn't like stop the Brand Diffusion or the negates. So yeah, let's say they go like Ash Blossom here. You can just negate with the Silvera, right? And then let's say, okay, he's like, okay, let me chain Fua. Nope. Negates. This is just disgusting. And then your Brand Diffusion still goes through, right? And then you still have a card in your hand, and then you can full cook off that. This is like just nasty, nasty as hell. Now, let me like talk about the deck real quick, so you guys can understand like the ratios and stuff. This is like my what I found to be like the best for me. Let's get rid of this Ash. There was one other card I was playing that I cut. Oh, it was Fua. Okay. So Fua is too good not to play at the moment. I really like Fua right now, so that's why I'm playing it. If you don't like playing Fua in this deck, you can cut Fua. You don't have to play any hand traps. You can play like the third thrust because I only play 2 here. Or you can play more of the Diabell Stars. Now, I did test like a lot of different things. I tried like triple Diabell Star, I tried triple Seeker, and so on. This is what I found to be the best. I think 3 is a little too much. 1 is a little too little because you don't actually have a way to search this. Technically, you can still like, you know, get this engrave, and then you go Sanctifier on the following turn, revive this to set a Deception, and then you still have the combo that I just showed you guys. But we don't actually have like a true way to search this. So yeah, 1 is too little. 3 is a little too much, can be bricky. Seeker is better than this. So if you want to play 3 Seeker, 1 of this, I'm okay with this. I think that's completely fine. The only issue with this is this gets banished to summon Demon. So you're gonna have to shuffle this back with the Dogma I found. So 2 is better. And Seeker can also be bricky if you play 3. 2 is also perfect ratio, in my opinion. So yeah, 3 Fua, and then 2 of both of these. And then you only need the 1 Deception, and the 1 Sacred Azamina, because Sacred Azamina can just recycle itself infinitely. Let's say you use the Sylvia negates. You just shuffle back the Sylvia to get this back, and then this also recycles itself in the end phase every single time, unless you use this to shuffle it back to draw 1. Which means you're gonna have an infinite Sylvia every single turn. Disgusting. Yeah. As for this, you only need 1 Gaze of Demise, and that's pretty much it. You don't need anything else. Yeah. 1 Albaz. I always see people play 2 of this Albaz and 1 of this. I think that's wrong. I know people like top with this, but I actually just don't care. I think the proper ratio is 2 Albaz, the original Albaz, and 1 of this new Albaz, because I get this is like a good starter, but it's not better than the original Albaz. You only need 1 because you can shuffle it back with Lubellion, you can shuffle it back with this, you can Branded Sword get it back. Now, a lot of people don't even play Branded Sword, and they only play 1 of the original Albaz. You're gonna get absolutely cooked because you're gonna summon Ecclesia and have no targets if this is banished, or even engrave, to like summon this from deck. So that's just not gonna work. And if you banish this, you need a way to like get into this, and then you're gonna have to shuffle it back, and then like it's just too much, right? You're always gonna need the second original Albaz to fuse with. I wish we had 3. Even 2 feels too little, to be honest. But yeah, you definitely need 2 of this, 1 of this. If you play 2 of this, I would definitely tell you to try this at 2, and you're 100% gonna tell me that this is infinitely better. You're gonna thank me for this, trust me. And then 2 Cartesia. I was playing 1 before and then I added the second. I felt like there were a lot of scenarios where I needed it. Now, obviously, you can like get it back with sword, you can shuffle it back, and so on. But I found like going first, I like when I open up Cartesia, because you have a lot of plays that you can make. So 2 Cartesia is better, and I cut the second Quem to play a second Cartesia. You only need 1 of this. Kit is insane. This is like I can't express to you guys like how many times this card has been the absolute MVP. I only play one Mirror Jade, and you only need one Mirror Jade if you're playing kits. Because Quem can revive Mirror Jade. You can revive it with the banishment, you can revive it with the kit, you can shuffle it back so you can use it again, you can shuffle it back with the Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. So technically you don't actually need two of this. You can play two though, like I'm not opposed to that at all. But one is enough, especially if you're playing Kit, because Kit is just nasty. This card is so good because going second or even like turn 3 or 4, you go Branded Fusion, you send this and Albaz. You can go like new Albaz or even old Albaz, and then this is gonna trigger to revive like a Mirror Jade, or even revive this to like shuffle back, because this triggers on special summon, not fusion summon. So I always revive this back either with like the Kit or the Guiding Quem. Basically, this survives anything that mentions Fallen of Helbaz or a Tri-Brigades or Springen's monster. So this mentions Fallen of Helbaz, as you can see, so you can just revive it with this. And yeah, it's just so powerful. You can even revive the kit, and then you add back. I do make this play sometimes. You add back from your grave, especially if you grass. So yeah, this card is nasty. One Mercurier, all you need. Quem at 2 is good, but post support with all of these, I found that you don't actually need 2 Quem. Just one is enough. You don't have too many normal summons, and with this deck, you actually don't have too many normal summons. That's the thing. Your only normal summons are what, the original Albaz, which is fine. There's a special summon. This doesn't normal summon. This could be a normal summon, but I'm not gonna count it as one because you're gonna have ways to get Albaz engraved to special summon this most of the time, and if you don't, it's fine. This is a good normal summon. And then you can like fuse with like one of your other normal summons that you have, like Aliber and so on, to go into Granganol. This is not a normal summon. This you want to keep in your hand. What do you call it? You have Ecclesia, which is not a normal summon. This is special. Kit is also most of the time a special summon, not a normal summon. But I guess can be a normal summon sometimes. So your really like main normal summons are Albaz, Aliber, Quem. And then I guess you can add Kit if you want. Aside from that, everything else is just like special summoning and other stuff. So yeah, that's very good. And then obviously the Bestial package, nothing like new about this. You just play like the 5 Bestials here. Grass, some people play 50, which is fine. I think 50 is very like consistent and it's very good. But because we're playing like the Azamina stuff, we're playing 60. If you want to cut the Azamina stuff, you still can. And you can cut it down to 50 probably. Now let me show you like, by the way, I need to talk about opening as well. Opening at 3 sucks. You don't want to play opening at more than 2. I think 2 is also a little like too much, because most of the time you don't want to discard your cards. You need a lot of discards, especially with this deck specifically, because you need 3 discards, one for Dragoon, one for Albaz, and one for possibly Super Pulley. So yeah, you don't want to use opening because opening makes you go minus, and most of the time it's actually not really doing anything. It's what, summoning Aliber, you have a million ways to get into Branded Fusion, or put up your combo, because we also have the new Albaz. So opening is just not great. I actually only play the opening most of the time just to give us like a way to protect our fusions in the grave. As in like it banishes itself from grave to protect your fusions. That's really the only use. Lost, Super Poly, this is the, I wouldn't say MVP. The MVP is probably Kit. But this card's nasty. This card's like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. Like, there's like a 4th Super Bowl. It's actually searchable, not in this deck specifically. There's like a pre-deplant branded version, which I am playing. I was gonna make a video on it, but I'm actually really busy at the moment, so I can only make this video right now. I'll probably make one like later. This is like a 4th Super Poly. It's a spell speed 4. You cannot respond to this when you activate it. You basically pay 2000 LP, which is fine, and then you target an effect monster on the field. So it can be your monsters or the opponent's. And then you special summon a monster from your extra deck with the same type and attribute, but a different level. So let's say you target a level 4 dragon, because obviously the meta is like filled with Dracotail and Branded as well. Branded's definitely climbing up there. It's very powerful right now. But mainly Dracotail, right? They play like dragons and spellcasters. So guess what their levels are? Level 4. Except the fusions, they're level 8. So if you target like a Malulu, or you target, they can't respond to this, by the way, so they can't like chain Malulu to like dodge or something. So let's say you target like Malulu, or you target a one of their spellcaster monsters. You special summon from your extra deck something with the same type, an attribute but a different level, right? So if you target Malulu, it's a level 4 dragon, dark. So you summon like an Albion, and then you can use Albion and their Malulu to fuse into something. So then you can make like this, you can make this, you can make if they have like Albaz as well, you can make Mirror Jade. There's so many different things you can do. You can target your own monsters. Let's say if you brick, you normal summon Albaz, or even this Albaz if it gets negated. You activate Apex Polymerization on this, and then you go into Albion, and then you make Mirror Jade. Absolutely nasty, and you can make a lot of different things with it. I mainly use it going second, where you would activate this to like summon I don't know, just like anything that's like summonable, and then you make either this or this. So let's say we go for this, 2 dark monsters on the field. The opponent's card is a monster, let's say, right? You fuse with your opponent's monster, so that's 1 interruption. Actually, first of all, yeah, this is 1 interruption. So you're fusing with the opponent's monster. You make this. This is gonna target a monster on the field, make its attack 0, and negate its effects. That's second interruption. Let's say they try to stop this by chaining something. This also makes it dark, by the way. So they try to stop this. You chain, as you can see, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can fusion summon 1 dark fusion monster using dark monsters on the field. So this is a super poly on the field. It's a quick effect. So that's 3 interruptions now, because you're fusing with their cards again. And then you're going to summon Dracotail, because this is a fusion. And then any dark monster on the field. This first effect makes his monster a dark as well. So you always have targets to make this. And then you summon the Dracotail, and that's a monster negate. So that's 4 interruptions with 1 card. Nasty. This is just disgusting. You cannot like tell me this card is bad. Once you try it out and you see how stupid this is, it's just really good. The only reason I'm playing 1 is because 3 can be a little too bricky. And we also don't have room because I'm playing like the Azamina stuff. If I get the Azamina stuff, I'd probably play it at 2, I would say. 2 is a good ratio. You don't want to play too many. So you don't open like 3 with like nothing to do. You can even like side them in if you want. Deployment 3, Thrust, I'm only playing 2 right now. Again, the deck is like, there's just no room to play anything else. Ideally, I play like 70 or even like 100 cards. This branded is just like insane. It doesn't matter how many cards you play. You can play like 3,000 cards and you would still like put up full combo every single time, because branded is just best deck. Fallen Virtuous 3, only need 1 of these. Deception, you only need at 1, and as I mean only at 1, you can recycle this infinitely. This also recycles itself infinitely. 1 Retribution, you can play 2 if you don't feel confident with Branded, but if you know how to pilot this deck, you only really need 1, because Kit can get it back. You can do many different plays where you don't actually use Retribution until like later. Or you can still get access to like brand fusion in different ways, or fuse with like Cartesia with Albaz and still make the same plays they would do with brand fusion. So you don't actually need 2 of these. And also, if you really want to, that's what I usually do. You go Dogma, shuffle back the brand retribution, and then you use it again later. Sword is too good right now not to play. Post support, this card is just nasty because you keep banishing this, and then you get it back, and then this is follow up because you get this back, right? And you can send this with Quem and like other stuff. And then you have follow up, and you can add back the Albaz, discard it, get it engrave, Rimbrum, revive Albaz. There's just infinite plays you can make, and you have to play Fusion Duplication. Don't argue with me. Just play Fusion Duplication. Thank me later, because everyone's on branded Dracotail right now and like some other branded variants or whatever. So you can Fusion Duplication, target their branded fusion in their grave, banish it, and then you basically get branded fusion off, and they can't ash the Fusion Duplication. Now, the only problem with this deck is the extra deck is too tight. Ecclesia is like a must play. You need this. This card, these 2 are like insane. These are not just for Apex Polymerization. Let me just make that very clear. You can use this with you can summon this with Albaz, normal summon, or even just like fusing with Albaz. And then this gives you like 4 interruptions, just disgusting, because you fuse and then you summon this, like we talked about, and then you put up Dragostapelia. It's so disgusting. And you can even make Dragoon with this, because This is Dark Magician, so if you summon this, they negate it, you keep it on the field, and then you like Super Poly, and then you can still make Dragoon using this because it's a dragon, plus this. And then the Dragoon that you make is not going to get banished in the after 2 turns because it wasn't summoned by Gates of Demise. So you can build this attack up to like 5k or something by keep negating, and it's just like you're gonna win. You're 100% gonna win. They can't out this probably. Then the Sylvia, of course, and then this is just like normal branded stuff. The only thing is I'm not playing the second Mirror Jade. Like we said, we don't need to play two. And thing about branded is like you don't really lose to anything. This is by far, honestly, my favorite deck at the moment. Heroes kind of like fell off for me because I still do love Heroes, but Branded is just infinitely better. There's like infinite lines you can make. It doesn't lose to like anything. Heroes like easily lose to like Droll and some other stuff. It can get like really boring. The combos are also repetitive, and like the plays are repetitive. Like there's nothing like super unique about Heroes, unfortunately. Brand is just different. Branded is different. Doesn't lose to Fua, doesn't lose to Perulia, any of the Charmies, doesn't lose to Droll. You can actually Droll yourself every single time. Plays perfectly around Droll and perfectly into Droll. It doesn't lose to Ash on Brand Fusion anymore. It does hurt though. We have an idol lock, so if your opponent is on toxic shit, you just like lock them out of the game for you win. This is infinitely better than Dark Law because they can't actually do anything about the idol probably. Unless they're playing the Fallen and the Virtuos, which can be actually very bad for you. Because there's an interaction that I didn't actually know about until that specific duel, which I'm going to show you in the replays. So stick around for that. It's going to be like really interesting. And I guarantee you, like, not even you know that thing. So you're going to be, shocked. Harpy's Feather Duster, just, yeah, we cut 2 droplets just earlier. This is actually a flex spot, so you can play whatever you want instead of droplets. And then we have this, because this locks like dragons and spellcasters, so everyone's on Dracotail and Branded, so this locks them out, basically. Chimera is very good. You side this in, and then you basically pop their back row in the end phase and shit. And even going first, you can go Branded in red, boom, Chimera. It's just very good. And this is for like Blue Eyes, because people are playing a lot of Blue Eyes, especially on here because of the new Blue Eyes support. And also works against Branded and Dracotail. So if they put up Sacramento Dragon, you set Albaz, go into Albalanetus, out this, and then you can brand the fusion. And then Albion Sanct to play it with the Ido. Yep, there's not much to say about that. Okay, this is because we haven't changed this. Oh, and we still get double full. That's insane. Okay. Just some test hands here. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Again, there's like 1 card combo, and then you still have Brandon White to continue. You also have this to negate Brandon Fusion. Like you're cooking, trust me. Okay, so let's see our replays here. How about we start off with a Brandon Mirror? Okay, so let's actually pause here. So opponent is on 40 Branded. Now, I would not, when I see 40, I don't think Branded. 40 Branded sucks. If you play 40 Branded, I think you should rethink all your life decisions, because that is just awful. Like, you never want to play. Also, bro is playing ad libitum in a 40 card version. That is nasty. Like, how do you even have room for that? I can't believe that. Let's see what he's playing in his extra deck. Double Dogma, huh? Okay. I mean, maybe he's cooking. Who knows? 3 Albion. Okay, bro. What are you doing? Okay, I'm beginning to question this guy's sanity. Okay, so let's begin here. He has a Bestial and nothing else. So we're gonna go Fusion Deployment. Now there's a play I could have made before I even make Fusion Deployment, because this tells him I'm playing Branded. If I go Grass right away, this is 100% gonna eat an Ash. 100,000,000%. There's no possible way they would not Ash this. Because if this resolves, I win. If it doesn't resolve, Branded Fusion is safe. So I win anyway. So that's something that you can do. I didn't do it here. Probably should have. So this plays around Imperm Veiler. We go Aliber, and then again, this is basically the same outcome, because you give them an ultimatum always when you go Grass or Brand Fusion. Now, If you have like 3 brain cells, you'll know that grass is worse than branded fusion in the sense that grass gives you way more to work with. So you always want to negate grass over branded fusion, in my opinion at least. If you don't negate grass, you're gonna lose even if you negate branded fusion. That's all you need to know. And if you negate this, you're gonna lose your branded fusion. So it's just ultimatum. Look at this. Like you always want to grass first before brand fusion, so you can get fuel in your graveyard. Because this is to play around a bestial. So we have Albaz in grave now. So if he has a bestial and he tries to banish Albaz, I actually have another Albaz which I can fuse with anyway. So this makes him not want to even bestial in the first place. And then I also sent Kit. Again, this is like something I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the deck list. You go Kit here because you can revive anything from your graveyard, which is probably going to be the other Kit. And then you get the branded in red back. And yeah, that's just nasty because we already have Lubellion here. And the thing is, we also have Lost in grave and we only play 1. So you're probably wondering, okay, so like, what's the point of having Lubellion if you're not going to have Lost, right? I'll show you. So we trigger the Kit on the higher chain, and then summon the Kit, and then we go into Dogma right away. We don't go Mirror Jade. There's like something that I need to make clear. A good branded player doesn't always have to end on Mirror Jade. You don't need Mirror Jade until like the following turn, especially since you only play 1 as well. You don't need to summon Mirror Jade turn 1. This is like probably infinitely better. It plays better into like everything. Did you see that? We shuffled back our branded Lost, and we shuffled back the Sacred Azamina so that we can still have access to it. And we banished these 3 to go into Dogma. And we revived Kit so we can get branded in red back. This is because I didn't want to go Lubellion to discard because I needed the other card to shuffle back for Kit. And then you summon Lubellion and you put the branded Lost that you shuffled back with the Dogma. I make this play like all the time when I mill the Lost, or if it's destroyed or something. And then we, again, we didn't use Tragedy when we milled it with Grass, because most of the time you actually don't even want to, if you go Grass, you don't want to use the first effect to search, unless you have a normal summon and you want the Aliber. Aside from that, you always keep it in grave so you can recycle something, unless you have nothing good to recycle from grave, which is rare to happen. So we recycle the Fallen Virtues, we have Branded in red, we have Branded Banishment, we have Lost to get Mercurier. We also have end phase triggers here. Also, we're fusing here with Cartesia to make Granganol. Trigger the Lost, add the Ecclesia. He goes, okay, this does nothing. Let me just make that very clear. He banishes Titan, but Titan's job was to either summon the new Albaz from the deck, which I think it is in the deck, yep, or summon Quem. I was probably going to go for Quem here because I have this in hand. And by him bestialing, I still get Quem with the Granganol anyway. He actually gives me Quem just earlier. That's the only difference. And then I send the Branded Sword, and Branded Sword gets the new Albaz. Boom. And then you send the Synchro, so he basically gave me more now, because whatever he banished, I just shuffle it back, and we get rid of his monster anyway. We put the Titan back, shuffle him back into the deck, so he's -1 now. And I'm +1. Okay, so we set the Retribution. You cannot beat this. This is the best end board you can possibly have. Maybe not this one specifically, because you can still have like Mirror Jade. There's just some other stuff that could be better. But this is like peak. If you were to rate this board, it would probably be like a 9.5 out of 10. You have Retribution. You have these 2 to shuffle. Yep. And then you have Banishment. You have Fallen the Virtuous. You have this. This is going to get Rindbrom Engrave. Rindbrom Revive Albaz, which we do have Engrave right here. And then Albaz is going to fuse. You can make Dogma again after you shuffle it back with the Retribution. You can Quem revive the Dogma if you want, or you can revive like Albaz or even like the Cartesia. After we get Engrave, you can brand it in red, go Chimera. You have infinite interruptions. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna go for this. We're under the protection of Lost right now. So we're gonna, so you always, okay, so when you fuse, you always put this chain link 1. The chain link order matters. So you put this chain link 1 so you can discard the Cartesia, and then you activate Quem to target the Cartesia. If you do it in a different order where you activate Quem first, Quem has to target something in grave, which means you're not going to be able to get the Cartesia back. It's going to target, and then this is going to discard the Cartesia. So very important that you put the Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. And then you put Lost Chainlink 3, you go Mirror Jade, and then we have Cartesia on the board. So so he best healed me last turn, and he goes Lubellion. So I'm like, okay, well, if he's playing Lubellion, maybe there's a chance he's playing Branded. Branded 40. And if it's Branded 40, then I know I won. Because Branded 40 will never ever beat me, ever. It's just horrible. You always play Branded 60. 40 is not even like a real deck. Like, what the fuck is this? It's not a real deck. You will never convince me otherwise. So now I'm convinced he's playing Branded, and I just automatically win. Like, I know I won. He goes Branded Fusion. Goes into Titan for some reason. Goes Serenir. Send this. Now we go Banishment. So he thought he like big brain played me because this is unaffected by the Mirror Jade. But I have like tons of ways I can out this. You go Banishment, fuse with it. You can go Fallen Virtuous, pop it. You can make like a million different things. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to like Lubellion, get this engrave, and then summon Albaz in the end phase. He has literally no way to beat my board right now. So we're planning on reviving the Dogma. So the plan was 2 dark monsters. So Banishment would fuse these 2 into this guy. And then we have another fusion with the opponent's cards to go into Dracotail, which is another monster negate. So that was like the plan. But he chains Fallen the Virtuous to pop his own card. So I'm like, okay, I'm planning on getting Mirror Jade in the grave and then reviving it back. So I'm going to use it right now to get Rindbrum in the grave. So we target this, doesn't do anything, which is fine. And then we go into Dracotail. And then we shuffle back his Retribution and his Albion. So all he has now is the Titan. He can't use this anymore. And he was planning on like using Retribution with something. But because he's under Lost, well, he can't actually activate anything in response. He didn't read that much into it. He didn't plan that far. And then he uses Cartesia, which we just negate with the Retribution. Shuffle back the Dogma so you can revive it later and shuffle more stuff back because we only play one Mirror Jade. And I think... Okay, we don't have Sword just yet, but we can get Sword. Yep, and he loses because we just have too much. And then this is game 2. I don't think I've ever lost to a Branded 4T deck, ever. Like, it's just never happened. So this guy thinks he's like huge brain playing me. He thinks he's like the GOAT or something. He makes me go first, and he sides in some evenly matched cards, which is weird because evenly doesn't beat us. But okay. I don't know why you wouldn't just go first. Like this just doesn't make sense. But okay. So he's gonna get cooked here. We go Fallen the Virtuous. We're gonna Synchro. Because that's our only play right now. And all you need to do, based on your hand, of course, just send Branded Fusion because we have duplication. Plays around literally everything. Yeah, that's all you need to do. This took like what, less than a minute to finish this combo. Now, if only every deck was like this. Okay, this is full combo, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. We have new Albaz engrave. We have Brandon Red, so we have a target here. We can Quem revive something as well. We have Cold Buy, we have Fusion Duplication, full combo, and because this is like game 2, I actually have Albion as well. And then we also have Fallen the Virtuous, and we have Sword, so after we banish with Brandon Red, we can get back the Albaz, and then you can like discard it. You have infinite plays. Infinite plays. So he goes Alibur first action before I even get priority to activate Fusion Duplication, so I just let him do that. And then I use Duplication. So we go into Lubellion, send the Idol, and then discard the Incredible Ecclesia, and then we can revive New Albaz. And then I'm going to use New Albaz effect here, but it's not going to summon anything. Then I chain Albion, targeting these 2. So we get the Ecclesia anyway, so it doesn't actually make any difference. And we give him Idol, and he loses. Actually, well, he does lose anyway, but the thing about Branded is we have Fallen the Virtuous to pop the Idol. So I really like this because, you know, if he Idol locked me, I can still like make plays to get to the Fallen the Virtuous and pop the Idol and play, which is awesome. But there's something interesting that's gonna show up in a second. So he goes for this. This is fine. I'm not sure why he didn't chain this. It wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but I guess he triggers like Granganol. So we go Albaz, and then he tries to do this now, which is fine. He goes Quiritis. He wanted to trigger the Quiritis summon Albaz, which I just called by. And then he goes Branded Fusion, completely fine. Go ahead. I choose not to banish him. I'm waiting for him to summon first, and then he goes Rimbrom instead of Mirror Jade, which is understandable. But I think Mirror Jade would have been better. So this is a huge brain play because you would think like the average brand player would go destroy Rimbrom and then Mirror Jade can be activated to banish this. But I'm thinking way ahead of that. I actually choose to steal his Cartesia because I don't have my own Cartesia. And then I chain Mirror Jade to activate this, to make him activate this. And now he basically has nothing to spin back. If he spins this back, this actually doesn't do anything. I'll just like get engraved next turn and then use its effect. If he spins this back, the Cartesia I'm summoning can still fuse with this in the hand. If he spins this back, I want this back in the extra deck. If he spins Mirror Jade back, I only have one Mirror Jade, so I can go into another one with the Rimbrom. If he spins Albion back, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So he has nothing to spin back. There's no good spins here. I choose to chain the Ecclesia here. The reason is, what do you call it? You summon Kit because now he can't even like have a chance to spin this back. I think that was probably going to be the thing he would want to spin back. So I chained it to go into Kit. And then if he spins Kit back, I can fuse with it with the Cartesia and then trigger it anyway to revive from grave. That is so fucked up. Okay, so he negates, who cares? We steal his Cartesia, we fuse into Dogma. We use these three, so now Kit is gonna trigger to revive Mirror Jade. We're gonna use this to shuffle back his Lubellion and his Titan. And it's unaffected. Revive Mirror Jade, boom, he gets Retribution, completely fine. He draws into Bestial, goes Battle Phase, banishes Albion. He banishes my Albion, which is fine. I have Sword engraved to get the Albion back. Goes Retribution, add this back. This is fine. This is game 2, so I actually have Chimera. So now we go brand in red, Chimera, pop 2, draw 1, draw into Mercurier, get the new Albaz back, so we have follow-up, and then revive the old Albaz, so we can use it with Cartesia. And yeah, okay, so this is what I did not expect. This actually has another effect where it says if it's destroyed by a card effect and sent to the grave, you have to special summon it, and it nukes your entire board. Now, it doesn't actually matter here, but this was like kind of fucked up because I didn't even know that effect even existed. This is unaffected, so it's going to destroy these three, and that's completely fine. So see what happens here. Now this gets my Ecclesia in the grave, so I can use it to shuffle back my one-off Mirror Jade, which is banished. Because I don't have a sword at the moment to get back. And then he tries to negate that, and I Mercurier negate it. And then we shuffle our own Ido back, and then we go full combo. Yeah, nasty. Okay, let's see this one. So this is Gladiator Beasts, which is odd. You never actually see anyone play this. Draw phase, you go for this, play around Droll, and then you also go brand opening to Aliber. And if he negates this, this is fine because I have Kit to follow up. So I'm still going to get brand fusion no matter what. And then we can send it to go into Diabellstar, put the Deception, and then we go into Demod, get the Gaze of Timaeus, tribute it, Sylvia. Okay, now we have an Omni negate, so he can't stop our branded fusion. We also draw 1 here because we are insane. This is going to send Cartesia, I think. Yep, and then we go branded fusion. So that's after we summon, we can Quem revive the Cartesia. And then I think we go into, okay, we go Lubellion here. So we can, because we have a discard, the Seeker to go into Mirror Jade, and then you put up Lost, and then you fuse into Granganol. And then let's see what we send. I don't have Idor right now because this is game 1, so we send the Titan. And then we draw 1 into Kit, which I'm just going to put back for a Fallen Virtuous. Okay, let's get our triggers here. So I think I summon... I don't actually summon anything, okay. No new Albaz summon. because we don't have room to summon the Ecclesia. Branded in red, Fallen the Virtuous, Mercurier, Omni Negates with the Dragoon, Sylvia Negates, we have a Revive, we have Mirror Jade, we have Rimbrum, we have Albaz to fuse, we have whatever we fuse into, Chaos, whatever. Yeah, we are just insane. Let's see what happens. He goes Rescue Cat, I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, banish it, negate it, and then activate Gaze of Demise, so he can't TTT. Dragoon, negate him, GG. And then we're gonna go into this Chimera, what? Chimera Hecahands. Oh, and fiendsmith, okay. Chimera Hecahands fiendsmith. So he's gonna full cook here. Let's see what he puts up. He has a Nibiru in hand, which I think he gets engraved, but I don't remember. I just remember seeing a Nibiru engraved during that duel. Okay, so the thing about the Hecahands cards is they're not quick effects, and they can easily whiff like he just did right there. That's why the deck is like really bad, honestly, unless you're playing 60 with like the version that I was playing before. But that plays like really bad into Fua. Okay, and then I literally don't know what he's doing right now. And he gets a discard. Sure. Sure, my friend. He had to use this to give me a draw one, so I discarded Thrust. This tells him I have Thrust, which is fine. And then he randomly discards this, which is also fine. So I wait for the main phase because I have Thrust before using this. And then we wait for him to use this so we can banish it with the Bestial. So this is a monster negate that we just outed. And then, yeah, he has just like Chimera or something. We're gonna go Diabellstar here, trigger the Serenir. He goes into Chimera to pop me, which does nothing, honestly. It's just stopping these plays. I still have like my branded plays. Then he seals Serenir. I don't know why he uses very early. Again, it doesn't really matter. We get a draw one, so we never actually went -1 when we activate this because Serenir is good value engrave. You want it engrave, so you can trigger its effect. And then on top of that, we also had Retribution Grave, so you can use Retribution with the Fallen the Virtuous that we sent, that he sent on his turn, the end phase. So we get the Fallen the Virtuous back, and then we go Quem, send a new Elbas, and then we use this. This is such a big brain play before we even like thrust or anything. Normal Albaz, send a new Albaz, and then we activate this because the cards left the extra deck. Quem is gonna trigger. We're gonna revive the new Albaz, and then we're gonna activate the effect to go into Ecclesia, and then Ecclesia is going to summon Albaz, and then I think we discard Mercurier. Yep, diffuse into Dogma, and then Dogma's gonna shuffle back his Cotals, and then we're gonna go Thrust, Branded Fusion. I would scoop if I was him, to be honest. Like at this point, it's just over. Okay, he does actually scoop. Cool. And then this Darklord trash. He was talking a lot of shit during the duel. And he actually got folded really bad. So this is through Ash Fua, by the way. It's always like people who talk shit, they always have Ash and Fua, and they think like they beat Branded Fusion. I mean, they beat Branded because they have like Ash. They will never learn that Branded is just unstoppable. So he actually Ash's D-mod, which is like, okay, who cares? Just go Sylvia anyway. And then if I have Brand Fusion, he gets cooked here, but it's fine. We're under 4, so we don't actually need to like overcook. Now, our hand was not the best here, so all we could do was like Dragoon plus Sylvia, and he negated the Dragoon. So we have Sylvia and we have Super Poly. And clearly he only plays like fairies, so he's not gonna actually put up a dragon that we can use to go into Dragoon. We also don't have a discard for Dragoon. Which is actually interesting because I actually can make Dragoon in a second. So we fuse his dark monsters to go into this, and then this would negate another monster which he doesn't have. But when he activates something, I can actually go into Dragoon using these two. Because this is Dark Magician on the field, and this is a dragon. But I don't have a discard, so there's no point in me doing that. I would rather go into Dragostapelia, which I do right now. We fuse with him again, and then we make Dragostapelia. This makes Super Poly so OP. Like, it's just ridiculous. You cannot play without Super Poly after this support. Like, it's just so good. Like, there's just this, like, not only prevents lethal, but it like puts up so much, right? It interrupts your opponent so much with Super Poly plus a negate, plus a fuse again with the opponent's cards, and then you make Dracotail another negate, and it also makes it level 1. So if it's a Synchro or Exceed deck, they're actually cooked, so it's just so powerful. Super Poly is ridiculous with these cards. Yeah, we just infinitely loop Sylvia, negate him, and then yeah, unfortunately, like we don't have too much here. We're bricking really hard, which is really odd because this deck like almost never bricks. We're drawing all the cards that we put, like our one-offs, and like our Diabell stars and stuff. Excuse me. This is fine. Again, doesn't do anything. The only thing is I won't have Sylvia next turn. He puts up a 5k monster, attacks, sure. Top deck Super Poly. Top deck Super Poly, okay. We're gonna add this back, put the Sylvia back, and then we're gonna set Super Poly. We don't have anything else to do. We already used up all our Super Poly targets. We don't have any more targets at the moment. And then we get Albion. Albion send Albaz. We draw one into nothing. We're just breaking really hard, which is unfortunate. And he apparently can't kill me because his deck sucks. I don't know, he's talking a lot of shit and saying his deck is like infinitely better than mine and shit. And then he lost to a bricky hand, which is crazy. So he imperms this, which again is fine because we can just demod. Actually, we don't have a spell. We never activated a spell, I think. Actually, wait, where is demod anyway? Oh, we can't because it's engrave. Okay, makes sense. So he attacks this, which triggers my Diabell Star to set a Deception. We shuffle back to draw one with the Seeker, if you guys remember. We only play one of this. Then we activate the Deception, and then we're going to activate Sacred Azamina, put up a Sylvia, and now we can cook because we have a Bestial, banish Mercurier, activate Mercurier effect. We're going to add the Albaz instead of the new Albaz because we have Retribution engraved to get the Brand Fusion. And then we also have Fallen the Virtuous. In case he had like a targeting negate on this, we can chain this to pop our own Brand Fusion, dodging the negate. And then again, like when you are in situations like this, Kit is just insane because you're giving him an ultimatum here because he has to like do something because Kit is gonna revive like Mirror Jade, is gonna revive the new Albaz, it's gonna do so much. So we're gonna destroy. Okay, I make this play a lot. I also made it at locals yesterday, and my opponent was like shocked. He was a Dracotail player. He chained Fiendsmith, and then he to my like Brand Fusion, and then he went into Malulu to negate whatever I summon, which is Albion, and then I chain Fallen Virtuous to pop my own Albion, which means Albion's gonna trigger no matter what. It's gonna like resolve its effect. And I do this play all the time. It was my first time at locals, that locals at least. So they didn't actually know me. They thought I was a noob. Uh, they were super shocked. So he activates Droplet. We chain Fallen Virtuous, pop our own Albion. Albion guaranteed to activate now. He negates our Sylvia, which is fine. I figured he had Crown here. So this gives him an ultimatum, like I said, because now he has two things he has to negate, right? What do you negate? Do you negate this, summoning Ecclesia to go into Albaz? Or do you negate the pop? And the pop forces him, right? So I would negate this, honestly. I don't know why he went for this. Okay. Ecclesia, and then we're gonna shuffle back our D-mod. Because we use a spell, we can banish the Diabell Star. So he has to negate this. Yeah, and now in the end phase, we win. Because we're gonna add a Branded Sword. We're gonna Super Poly him. Go into Mirror Jade. Now, okay, just one thing I need to make sure. He was really angry because I had Super Poly, and he was like, "You can't win without Super Poly." But the thing is, like, I didn't actually need Super Poly because I had Ecclesia on the field, and I played two of the original Albaz. So there's one Albaz banished, and the other one is in deck. So I was gonna use this on his turn to summon Albaz to fuse with him anyway. So like, I didn't need Super Poly. But the correct play was to Super Poly because I had Super Poly. And then you add back the Mercurier. That's why I added a sword before I Super Polyed. So now we have Mercurier negate. We have Sylvia negate live again. We have Mirror Jade. We have a Albaz summon with the Ecclesia. It's over. Yep. Okay, this is against a Dark Magician Horus deck. So we're going first. We're gonna go Artesia first, so we can play around Veiler Imperm on Aliber. Okay. You always want to go Branded and High Spirits. Bad players will always go Branded Fusion here instead of Branded and High Spirits, and then they will get ashed, and then they will cry that Branded is really bad, and it loses to Ash or Impulse. This cannot get Impulse, it can only get ashed, right? So if they have Ash Impulse and they ash this, assuming your opponent is a good player, you can only assume that they also have Impulse. Aside from that, some good players also Ash Brand and High Spirits. But in situations like this here, this is 100% bait, and the reason for that is I have Fusion Duplication. So I don't care about Brand Fusion resolving, I just need Brand and High Spirits to resolve. If this doesn't resolve, I can still get Brand Fusion, I can still win, so it doesn't matter. So yeah. Let's see what happens. So also, always send Albion if you think they have Impulse/Ash. If you don't think they have it, which in this case there was no indication that he had anything, so I sent Titan instead. And in the case where he did, it doesn't matter because I have Albion, which is gonna send a Branded Fusion. So you always send Branded Fusion first instead of Retribution, because if let's say they stop you somehow, you have Brand Fusion Engrave, which you can use Duplication with. If you send Retribution first and then they stop you somehow, you're not gonna be able to like get Brand Fusion Engrave, which means Fusion Duplication is dead. Okay, you can see like I did not did not do what I just said here. Don't mind that. I should have sent Branded Fusion here, because that's the correct play. And then you go onto this, send Saren here, and then you send Branded Fusion. Okay, yeah. You always, again, send Brand Fusion first before Retribution. I don't know why I did this. I actually almost never do this. I guess I was just not paying attention. Then you go Grass. Again, we drew Grass off Albion because Albion draws are always like crazy. Because we drew Grass, we just win. Like, there's just nothing else to say here. Our hand is busted. Like, the thing about Albion is he can change a bricky hand into like an unstoppable hand. All of a sudden, like, you just feel invincible. Like, what the fuck is this? Super Poly, Fusion Duplication, you have like all of this on the board. You have Tragedy, Recycling, Fallen Virtues, you have, oh my god, look at that. How do you beat this? You put Retribution as well, we haven't used it. This is just nasty. This is unbelievable. Okay, poor Dark Magician player. So we pop him here. He has another sarcophagus in hand. We just don't care. He goes Circle, Chain Servant, sure. You can do whatever you want, my friend. He's playing the new Dark Magician that nukes the back row, but that's never going to resolve. And even if it does, he still loses. Revive the Albaz, no effect. The reason I do this is because I have Super Poly, so if he does something crazy, I just Super Poly it. I don't need to like trigger the effect on summon. And then we go Brand Retribution, shuffle this back so we can re-summon it and shuffle back some more stuff. Go Duplication into Albion, and then Albion make the Sigmata that we just shuffled back so that we can shuffle him back. And then he also only has this, which is, I can pop him here with Chaos, but actually we already used Chaos. Yep. So we fuse here under Lost, he cannot trigger, so we make the new Starving Venom, negate him. And if he uses anything, we can just fuse. And now it's a Dark Monster, so we can use it to go into Sipilia, and then whatever he summons gets negated. Absolutely nasty. And then he makes this and he's like, fuck you, I'm out. Yeah, fair. Dracotail. Okay, this is actually Fenrir, huh? This is like the same deck list that I played against the guy from yesterday at Locals. I made like a huge misplay. I should have been in top 4. I reckon I probably could have won because I saw the other decks that were like Blue Eyes and shit. And I was playing Albalinatus in my main deck, so I would have absolutely destroyed that guy in like top 4. I probably could have won at Locals. I just made a fucked up mistake in game 3 against the Dracotail player. After he Fimina'd and stuff, and like the play that I was talking about, Chain Fallen Virtues. In the end phase, I had Titan, and he had a Altharion, so I summoned Albaz, and I forgot that I haven't used the effect, and I was thinking about some other stuff that I forgot to activate the effect of Albaz. To fuse with his Altharion, I had Mercurier in hand. Oh, we actually have Mercurier in hand here as well. And then you would make Mirror Jade, have Mercurier in hand, and he has only 2 cards in hand. One of them is known, which is Fimina, that he added back with the Altharion. So he has Fimina plus an unknown, which is Nibiru. And he had another brick. So it was Fua, I think, his top deck. So he used Fimina, And if I had went for the play and hadn't forgotten about Albaz, I would have had Mercurial to negate it, and I 100% would have negated Firmina there. So I would have won. He would have scooped right there. He was like, you could have won, bro. I was just not paying attention. So that's quite unfortunate. Okay. I was playing branded 50, by the way, not 60. I was testing 50 out. 50 is good. It was very good. I don't think I bricked a single game. Okay. Rimbrum. Yeah, this is just like insane. Someone the Ecclesia, I mean, with the new Albaz, and then we're gonna summon Quem, and then we have Brandon in red. We get the Cartesia back, and then we trigger. Okay, arguably you could have actually played this better by using Mirror Jade in the main phase. It plays a little worse into Nibiru, but who cares about Nib? This deck never loses to Nib, almost never. We could have activated this in the main phase, chain this, and then spin this back, and then activate Lubellion, add the Serenir, and then we can summon Serenir, and if it goes to the grave, we can actually get back the Albaz, because Serenir would send the sword, and then sword would trigger to add back Albaz. So that was, you can argue that was a overlook here, an oversight, misplay, whatever you want to call it. But I still spin it back just to make some room here for my Brandon red and like Albaz and stuff. So he specials Fenrir, banish it. He goes for Keto. I know he has Rahu, they always do. So he follows up Rahu, uses 3 monsters, including Malulu. So he uses the Malulu, and then he also has a pop for the back row pop, which I'm not sure why he didn't pop the Brandon red here. Pops the Lost, yeah. So we go for this. Do we make Chaos here? No, we make Dracotail, interesting. And then we revive this. He goes Frixel, we negate it. Oh yeah, okay, so he misplays here, I think, because we negated the activation of Key 2. We did not negate the effect of Key 2. So he should have, one of these should have been Key 2. Dracotail, so he can fuse again. So that was a misplay on his end. And then he tries to do this. I'm not sure if we're on Chimera. Yeah, we go Chaos here. This is game 1, that's why. Revive the kit, pop him, then he scoops. Obviously, we know which card is which, because they're public knowledge. Okay, Exosister. Let's see what's up with Exosister. So he actually fools himself. I mean, like, Perulia's himself. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know it was it was me going first. And that's the problem with like Charmies, is people just don't even think. Like they just say, oh, I have Charmy in hand, let me activate it. They don't even think. It makes people not even use their brains, right? That's why I don't like Charmies, and I usually never play Fua or any Charmies. But yeah, he hits himself, which again, it doesn't actually matter that much because this was gonna be just a dead card in hand anyway. He would have never been useful. There's nothing to discard off of this or anything like that, so it's not really useful. So I Fua his Martha to draw 1, and then I think he gives you another draw here. Yep, and then he stops there. This card's actually very good because it sets in the end phase, and also it is a monster / normal spell trap negate. And he has an Imperm. But guess what card outs it? One of the Virtuous. It's a quick blade, not a normal. So you just pop it. He has Vadis and Imperm now. So watch this big brain play. So I'm making all these plays because I know he has Vadis here. He wants me to banish something or change, like move anything out of the grave, so he can chain this, and then whatever he summons is gonna trigger immediately. Because I moved something from the grave. So this is what I do. I go Serenir, send Brand Fusion. So he's like, okay, let me wait for him. This is what I wanted him to think, and it worked. He's like, let me wait for him to activate Brand Retribution to add Brand Fusion back, and then I chain to this, so that when my monsters are on the board, they see the Brand Fusion getting added back to your hand, and they trigger. And I trick him here because I go normal Ecclesia. This is checkmate. This is 100% checkmate. Yep, he does exactly what I want him to do. And then we chain Ecclesia, summon Albaz. So whatever he summons now, even if he triggers both, I fuse into Dogma using both of them. If he doesn't fuse, I still fuse with him. If he chains Imperm, I have Super Pulley. If he chooses to exceed right away with like this effect, because this didn't actually exceed after it summons, I think. Doing that also for the blah 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 to do. Actually, it doesn't exceed. Okay, but if he had a way to exceed, I would just fuse with whatever he exceed summons. Oh, okay, I was actually thinking about, okay, when he exceeds using these, I can fuse with that, is what I'm thinking. So, yep, whatever he fuses into here is going to get fused with into, and then he imperms. I just change Super Poly, go into Dogma, shuffle him back. His Fuwa is live, but it's too late because I went. Shuffle back my Retribution so I can use it again. Go Branded Fusion. And then if he negates Branded Fusion, it's completely fine because I already have another Albaz and I have targets here to go into Branded White and still put up lethal damage. We give him like, what, 2 draws. Revive the Albaz with the kit. Go Mirror Jade, attack directly for game. Nasty, nasty, nasty. This deck is just crazy. And then let's watch game 2. So this time he doesn't fool himself, which is good. He has Ash though, which is bad for Brand Fusion. We don't have any hand traps here, so he can full combo, which doesn't matter against Branded. Like Branded doesn't really play any hand traps for a reason, or at least the versions I play. Because I think actually most people don't play like hand traps; they play just board breakers. Branded doesn't care. So this is his full combo, I guess. Magnifica, banish, and then it can go into Mikalis. This is a non-target banish, by the way. And then it can go into Mikalis, which is a target banish, and then he goes Vados to double exceed summon. One of them can prevent me from reviving from grave, and then one prevents effects from the grave, I think. So I can't like Retribution or like activate Kit or anything like that. And then he has Returnia to also banish, and then it can also exceed summon. And it can also banish again, so it's double banish, I guess. There's if you had exceed summoned, which you can, or with this. And then he also has this to banish whatever I sent to the grave. I get to banish, I get to choose like my targets. And then he also has Ash Blossom. So he has a lot of interruptions here. Draw Tragedy for a turn. Yep. You guys knew this was coming. Like, while I was yapping about all that, you guys saw it. Set Alba Super Poly, get out of here. Also, the discard is Tragedy for a reason, because now when he triggers this, I can actually banish the Tragedy. He chooses, okay, I actually checkmate the fuck out of this guy. So, I like outplay him in every possible way. So he uses this, because these two went to the grave at the same time. I can choose which one I want, and I choose Tragedy, and then Tragedy triggers here. I have priority to activate Tragedy first, and then he activates both of these because something was banished from grave or moved out. So this is Chainlink 3, Chainlink 2. So I have to directly chain to this Mercurier to negate his Exceed Summon, and then I chain Mirror Jade to banish this. And this was public knowledge. I know it's not Imperm, it's Returnia. Now he doesn't get to Exceed Summon. If he uses this is going to banish my Mirror Jade, but whatever he summons still gets banished off Mirror Jade. So it's checkmate. He can't do anything. He can't Ash anything. He can't do anything. Okay, we just banish his Asophiel or whatever. Then I forgot we don't have a normal summon, but it doesn't matter. The better play would have been to add like Alibur just to get Stingrave, but it doesn't matter. So we go Fusion Deployment, he Ashes, which is fine. We go Foolish Burial for Serenir, and then we get the Branded Sword, and then we put back the Mirror Jade because we only play one Mirror Jade, and this is going to summon the new Albaz, which is going to summon Ecclesia, and then Ecclesia is going to summon Albaz on the following turn to go into the Mirror Jade that we shuffle back. You always have to think like 5-6 steps ahead, so you can see every possible play that you can make before you make it with Branded. That way, like, your opponent can never read what you're actually trying to do. If you make like a super easy play, like Albaz, summon Mirror Jade, it's just too predictable, right? Your opponent has probably thought of that. Make something like, you know, they will not expect you to do, which is really gonna fuck them up. And yeah, that's it. That is it. Now let's see this against K9. We have a lot of replays because I was like farming replays for so long, and I planned to make like the video a long time ago, but just never had the time. So he has double Fua plus Ash. Now something weird is that always, okay, always, when I go high spirits, they always chain Fua. Why? I don't understand that play. You're just basically telling me that I should not play on your turn. which is completely fine because Branded doesn't have to actually summon anything. All we have to do is get Titan and Albion and Grave, and then you're still gonna get cooked. We also have Fusion Duplication, so I don't have to play. You just went -1 or even -2 in this case for no reason. And also, you made me play around your Ash perfectly. Okay, so we go for this. Grab the Serenir. He changed this to Lost. Like, what? Was that even... Why? What are you doing, bro? Again, he changed the second one to High Spirits. He's just, like, panicking here. He wants me to stop, like, really bad. And I'm like, okay, bro, I'll stop for you. No worries. We send the Serenir, and then Serenir effect, send Brand Fusion, because we have duplication. Normal, the Quem, send the Cartesia, and then add the Cartesia back. And we have Albion to set E-Fall on the Virtuous, and we have Lost, and we have Fusion Duplication. Now we have, we activate this early just so we can get Mercurial. We go Lubellion, pitch this, and then we activate this to get back the Cartesia. We also trigger the Tragedy, and then Chainlink for the Lost, add the Mercurial, resummon the Cartesia, and then we go into Mirror Jade. Okay, what now? Normal summons this, we pop it, we keep the Mirror Jade, we don't use it just yet, and then he loses, yeah. That's pretty much it. Okay, I think we have 2 more replays left. This is another one of these nasty replays where you just have like a broken hand. We pitch the grass because he's also on 60. And then we make our play the same plays that I showed you guys at the start of the video. So we put up a Sylvia. I don't think I actually used the Gaze of Demise just yet. I keep it for his turn. So you go Fusion Deployment, summon the Cartesia, and then you go Foolish Burial, Tragedy, Aliber. GG. Yeah, you literally just cannot beat this. And if you activate anything, we have Thrust in the grave. So if you had Ash this, we have Sylvia to negate. But even if I don't want to negate with Sylvia, I can just keep Let's Happen and then set Fusion Duplication. But yeah, we go full combo here. Grangi, Lost, add the new kit, and then send Serenir. I think we send Opening, okay. Opening gives us like protection for our fusions, including the Sylvia. And then we have Timaeus to go into Dragoon, we have Banishment and Super Bully. And we also have this Engrave to trigger to revive Mirror Jade. Which you can trigger off the Albaz, the Dragoon, or the Super Bully. And we also have 3 discards for the 3 things that we talked about. This plus Albaz plus Super Bully. Alright, final replay against RB. Let's see what he does here. He has Ash Blossom for our Branded Fusion, I would think. He Ash Deployment. I just don't understand. Like, why would you ever Ash Deployment? And the thing is, like, people get so lucky that when you activate Deployment sometimes, you have, like, Branded Fusion in hand. They usually don't Ash it, right? It's like they have the feeling that you have Branded Fusion, and they just don't Ash Deployment. Because obviously no one would Ash Deployment. It's not a good Ash. But when you don't have anything in your hand and Deployment's all you have and you need Deployment to resolve, they always Ash it for some reason. And they get lucky with it, right? Because it makes you pass. It's really fucked up. But because we have Apex Polymerization, again, this just doesn't matter whatsoever. You'll see how broken this card is. So we go Ecclesia, summon this, and then we summon this back, and then go Apex Polymerization on the Albaz. You go Albion into Mirror Jade, and then Lost triggers, you add the kit, and then Special Kit, because we have Mirror Jade, and then you get Branded Fusion, and then you resolve Branded Fusion. Yeah, nice Ash Blossom. We're not gonna spin this back here. We're gonna go for this. I think we are going to... Okay, we summon Quem, and then we send Cartesia, and then Cartesia add back to the hand, and then we trigger the Albion to set a Branded Retribution. Because we have... Oh, okay, we actually don't have to, so we're gonna have to like shuffle one of these back in a second. So he imperms Mirror Jade, which is fine. We have normal Albaz here, we can still send Rembrandt. We don't have anything to fuse with at the moment, so he goes for this. And we also play only one Mirror Jade, so I think I shuffled back... Oh, actually, I had Albion in the grave. What the hell? I guess I just didn't see it. I was a bit like... I was thinking, like, why did we set Retribution if we only have one? It would have still been activatable, but yeah, that would have been weird. Okay, and then if he outs like anything, he just loses anyway. And he has to like pop, and that's all RB does here. So he pops 2, which is fine. Now we trigger Mirror Jade, and then we can revive Mirror Jade in a second. So he swings over this, which is fine. I let that go through because I couldn't have activated this because this actually pops. And he's using the pop right now. And then Mirror Jade is gonna... I'm gonna revive Mirror Jade in a second. We can't fuse right now because we only play one Mirror Jade. And then Banishment revives Mirror Jade. And then we go for game next turn. He has nothing. So yeah. That's it for the video. I think, this deck is just disgusting. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, you rarely lose to this deck, and when you lose, you actually brick, and that's why you lose. So you lose to yourself, not actually to your opponents. And most of the time, when you lose to your opponents, it's a misplay that you made. It's not the deck's fault. That's what I love about this deck, because it's almost always your fault that you lost, not the deck. This deck is just like ridiculous. So in a good pilot's hands, this deck is unstoppable, literally. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.